Okay, so hi, my name is Dee Evans, and I'm wanting to share about my experience working with the tools that Buddha Maitreya has offered to humanity. And this is a weaver that I bought about 20 years ago. A friend of mine had a shop, and she said, I'm very cynical, I was, and she said, listen, just buy it, use it, listen to the music, and just see what happens. So I did that. And this particular weaver relates to the sacral center. It's to do with relationships and it's being able to let go of the past. And at that particular time, I was in a relationship which was very, very negative, felt very damaging. And sure enough, over time, in a really natural way, that relationship just dissolved, went away. And I found myself really much happier. And another major change that happened over time, it's taken me a long time working with these tools as the changes happen, but my default position used to be depressed. And I would be, at points where I'd be so frustrated, I'd bang my head against the wall and it would self harm, not like terrible, but I was not kind to myself. Um, and that's just gone over the years. And now I'm a perfectly normal human being. I get upset and things frustrate me and everything else. But my default position, which is most of the time, is that I feel really fine and I'm just happy and I'm happy to help other people. Um, so my relationship with Buddha Maitreya has grown over the years. Um, when I first heard he was the Buddha, I couldn't believe it. So but I worked with the tools and the tools worked. So I went to a darshan where he was teaching in Glastonbury, and everything he said made sense. It's still going. I can't be the Buddha. The Buddha, died. The Buddha's not on the planet. I couldn't believe it. Um, and then I had an amazing opportunity around 2004, 2005 to go to China, Tibet, and travel with a group of other students and to witness this man being greeted by scores, hundreds of Tibetan monks, from tiny little 5-year-olds to really ancient and respected tukus. And he was enthroned in the great monastery in Zansang, and I sat there in that monastery and witnessed this, and I began to get this is an important, this is an important, amazingly important soul. Um, I've since then been on other darshans. I've been to Nepal and witnessed the same thing. And recently, last year, went to India, to the massive Buddha Maitreya pyramid in India, and saw hundreds of people recognize him as Buddha Maitreya the Christ. And one thing particularly sticks in my mind was this woman who I was just walking down the path after he'd been teaching in the pyramid, and these people had been recognizing him and weeping. And this woman just came up to me and she said, I'm so blessed. I love Krishna and I love Buddha. And this is Krishna and it's Buddha. And she was just filled with joy. So it's irrefutable. And then on top of that, just amazing blessings and miracles through years. So many I can't begin to describe the number. One that comes to mind now is my brother fell 15 foot out of a tree when he was working with a chainsaw, and he was on his back in the road and they took him to hospital and we just didn't know how it was going to be. So I put him into soul therapy, distant soul therapy, and worked with this, maybe not that weaver, maybe a different weaver by then. And he said that the most amazing thing happened at 11 o'clock that night. He said the pain went. That was it. So he went from being incapacitated to just being completely fine. I went home the next morning complaining that the doctors were taking so long to discharge him. So that's an extreme example. Other things are again, just always a place to go for refuge with these tools. I've got just going to show you this Vajra that I have, this beautiful Vajra, which is an aid to meditation and healing, and just whenever anything's happening, really, just to be able to hold this and close my eyes, listen to the music, and just be in a place of safety and refuge is just such a blessing. So I'm so grateful to Buddha Maitreya and to Tara. Buddha Maitreya the Christ, avatar for our times, for the planet. Anything I can do to help support the work that he does, I try and do. And that's it really. So I just wanted to share that and to say I was very cynical and just test it. Don't believe what I say or what anybody else says. Get a tool, use it and test it because they are truly awesome. That's it. Thanks.